He saw the best in me.
My name's Daniel Mercedes. I was born in Providence, Rhode Island. I was born in church at the age of 18. I thought my parents was like forcing me. And I felt forced to go to church. I stopped going. At that point, I went into the world, not knowing what the world had to offer because I was a church boy. The enemy started taking advantage of me right away. I started doing pot. I was smoking a lot of weed. Started smoking cigarettes. Started drinking heavy alcohol. And I also became a sex addict. I started going nowhere but downhill from there. Got arrested a couple times at an early age. 18 got arrested, 19 got arrested. At a certain point of time, I had family members in Florida, so I decided to come to Florida, thinking that obviously changing the atmosphere, I was going to change. I came down to Florida, stayed with my relatives out here, and things just got worse here. It was a bigger city. There was more opportunity to get lost here. I started in Providence. I was only doing weed. Here in Florida, I started doing coke. Was doing ecstasy. I started going real downhill. In Orlando, I got arrested twice. Then I got arrested a third time, and the judge hit me with a year. I did a year in 33rd. There I found God, but not because, I didn't give him my all. I just found him because that was the only thing I could do there. You know, I started reading the Bible and stuff. So I came out of jail after a year, and I was on fire for the Lord. At least I thought I was on fire for the Lord. About 3 months, died down, and I went back to the world. I got the news that my father was facing 35 years in jail. 20 to 35 years in jail for something he didn't do. So right now he's incarcerated for something he didn't do. He has a year in jail. At that time, the devil really took advantage of me, and I really lost it. I was going heavy into the cocaine, doing it every day. I was going heavy into Roxy's, which is a prescription pill drug. And I got married December of last year with my wife, mother of my first son. And, you know, the same routine. I was into drugs, I was selling drugs, sleeping around with many women. I went on a 2-day binge. You know, I was sniffing and selling coke and sniffing Roxy's and selling Roxy's. And the next morning, I went home. And my oldest son came up to me and told me, "Wow, Dad, you know, where you been? I missed you." And my wife told me I didn't look right. So I went to the bathroom, and God allowed me to see myself for who I really was. And I broke down. You know, I called my family. I reached out to my mom and my sister, my uncle, and they came that evening. They came after work. I sat down with my wife, my mother, my sister, my uncle. And I let them know what was going on. Obviously, none of them knew what was going on. They didn't know about the cocaine. They didn't know about the Roxy's. They didn't know about all that. And I just broke down, you know. My uncle had told my mom previously to get into the house that, you know, he's not going to talk about God because, you know, I could preach to him and all this other stuff. And, you know, that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. I needed God at that time. I called out for him, and he rescued me from that dark pit I was in. I've been going on a year sober, without touching any cigarettes, without touching any weed, without touching any cocaine, without touching any drug itself, I'm being faithful for going on a year with my wife, and God just has been doing great things for me. From a drug dealer, now thanks to the grace of God, I own my own business. It's called Father and Son and Holy Spirit Custom Tees. Each t-shirt we do is to glorify God. He's opening big doors right now for me. Big contracts are coming my way, and it's all to glorify God, and I thank God for opening them doors, and I thank God for where He has taken me from and the man that I have become. I've become a better son. I've become a better father. I've become a better husband. I've become a better person in general. The first time we came to New Birth, we felt the love, we felt the presence of God like never before. And of course, we have an anointed pastor, which I love, Pastor Gabby, I love you. Ever since then, I felt the love from my brothers here in New Birth, from my sisters. My wife loves the church, my son Jordan loves the church, and also Matthew. He's little, but he loves the church. You see him praising everything there with me. And I would like to thank you for the opportunity to share my testimony. My name is Daniel Mercedes, and I am New Birth.